I'm live right now, but if you come over and watch it, please just let me talk. Okay? Moment. So, why don't you tell me after my live, period. I'm not going to be live very long. I don't think, period. I'm going to wait for a couple more people to come over. Ooh, look at that throw. But I will, when we're done with the live, I'll call you and we can talk if you want. Because I want to hear your good news. I just want to be able to, whoever else is on, please say hello, even though I got an ugly looking throat. Excuse my afro. Goodness, I really don't care today. It says I have 2 people on. Bo, if that's you, please say hello. I am hoping I'll give it till 9:50, so 3 more minutes. If not, I'm just gonna talk about it because I want to get it done and said and done with, over with, whatever.
getting ready to take to the potty. So in about like 10ish minutes and I'll be over.
Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna go into it. I just need support. Not anybody could feel sorry for me or anything like that. It's just, they say that God gives you what you can handle and only what you can handle. And I know I've said this before over the past couple of months, but he really must think that I'm freaking Superwoman. I know it's only Emily on right now, but I'm gonna talk as if there's more than just one person on right now. If you have a parent that you care for and love, but just don't get along with very well, but still have, love for them and stuff, please tell them that you love them. On my end, it still says 3. You guys know that I've been having issues with my mom ending up in the hospital a lot. And possibly having dementia. Still don't know what's going on with that part. Nothing, I haven't said anything yet. But, let me start from the beginning. I've had a rocky, on and off, again, relationship with my mom. I love her to pieces. She is my mom. There's a lot of things that she has done that if the average normal mom has done to their child, it's unforgivable. The only reason it's forgivable for her is not because she's my mom, but because she was abused in all the same way I was when she was little. And she has brain damage from it. I told you guys how I was conceived. I was, trigger warning, I was conceived through parental alienation rape. I know there's no such thing as that, but I think that there should be. I think that we need to make it into a law, or, they know that that's what it is. Thank you. My mom is, her cognitive level is of that of a middle schooler, if that. So a lot of things with her never really made sense anyway. But she always, I know she loved me, loves me, but she loved men more. My mom and my dad were 14 and 15. My mom was 15, my dad was 14. Um, the reason I'm telling a backstory is because today was a really bad day for me. In the realization of things that are happening to my mom. And I don't want to look like this horrible daughter. Oh, I got you. I don't want to look like this horrible daughter. And Selena, is that you or is that Daddy? Loverbug. Get the dogs out of there. Sorry. And I know that I've told you guys some of the stuff that has happened to me when I was little. And keep that thought of my mom loving men more in your head. She loved us kids. But like I said, she loved men more. Some of this will be triggering. So just to let you guys know, I know everybody has their own problems going on, but I ask during this live that you don't discuss them right now. Just please let me talk. Because it's just, this is I just need to be able to talk and focus on what I'm saying and what I'm talking about. And I'm sorry if that sounded rude or, disconcerting or whatever, but it's not that way at all. When I feel up to what. And also a forewarning, there will be lots of tears when I'm talking about this. When I say that, I don't know if you guys No, some of you may, some of you may not know the book called the book of the boy called It. It's about a little boy that was severely abused. That's my life in a nutshell. Aw. I've only ever read the first book. But yeah. So a lot of it has to do with how my mom was to me. And it's stuff that I know I always say that I'm an open book, but it's stuff that I never really talked about to anybody other than my best friend from high school. I know I didn't talk to Bodine about it. I didn't want anybody to think I was a loser or a basket case or not someone worth hanging out with. Um, so, start from the beginning. I was born 2 months early. Nothing other than I know that everybody has their own problems right now, and I know that they're going to want to talk about them to me and stuff, but just please do it on another live or do it in the YouTube game chat, because I just need to talk. I just need to get this out. I know you guys are. I haven't been on because of everything that I've been going through. And Pixie just totally defied Selena and came right in here before she even heard me crying and came right up to me and is just sitting next to me. Usually she's putting her paw up on me and begging me to pet her and love on her, but she just wants to sit next to me. She is going to be a good service dog, which this is when she's all trained. Anyway, Selena, she ignored you because she heard me crying. Or sensed me crying or something. I don't know. I was hospitalized for 3 months because of my health after I was born. I died 2 or 3 times in that 3 months, and they revived me. And no kitty. No kitty. You leave Kitty alone. She's been chasing Princey the past 2 days, and I don't know why. Anyway, when I got out of the hospital, From what I was told, my mom was taking some kind of drugs or whatever. She denies it now, but she forgets that she told me about it when I was littler. Not little like a child, but as a teenager or whatever. But sometimes when she didn't have the money for she would let the men do what they wanted with me as a 4-month-old baby. She would let her egg donor, aka mother's boyfriend or husband, whatever he was, the one that helped her mother do the parental alienation rape. Yeah. She let him watch me. I found that out this year. Before she ended up in the BHU. I asked her why. She's like, I had a job interview. When I have job interviews or I needed to work, I'd let I had to have somebody watch it. I said, so you left me with someone that's a fucking pedophile. So Lord only knows what happened to me. I lived in squalor. We were really poor. I just remember my memories started around 3 years old, from when I was 3. I know only what happened to me up until 3 because of my grandmother telling me. And no, my grandmother wouldn't lie to me. I'm not going to go into all the details because I want to be able to tell you why this has to do with what happened today. I was abused severely. I'd have welt marks on my butt from them, her and my sister's father hitting me with a belt. She still denies ever hitting me with a belt or whatever she could find, whether it was a branch or whatever. She denied it and doesn't realize that I remember. I think she pushed it out of her mind. She made me eat. She caught me. She wanted me to put her cigarette out, and at where we lived, she didn't have an ashtray, so she wanted me to put it outside. To put it out. Well, I was 4 or 5, so I took a puff of it because I was curious, and she saw me, she caught me, and she ended up making me smoke the whole pack. She didn't make me eat. It was the kids on the bus that made me eat it. She had me smoke the whole pack. To say I was sick was an understatement. My sister's father was abusive to our animals, as well as, as children. And he'd make us watch while he abused the animals and even killed them. in front of us. It's just really hard. You know, we were taken away and I was put in a foster home. The whole time since I was 3 months old, from the time I was 3, from the time I left the hospital when I was an infant up until 17, I was molested, I was raped, I was sexually abused, physically abused, mentally, verbally, emotionally. I had it all. And a lot of it had to do with my mom. And my therapist says that it's not a good idea for me to really worry about my mom. And I told her the only reason I forgive my mom for things, even with the last thing that she said when we were in the hotel that night, when I couldn't find her and we found her, and we went over and made sure she was okay, and then the next night I had to go over. She told me that she wished she had let the men that wanted to hurt me, that she didn't let hurt me, she wished that she had let them hurt me. And then wished that they killed her so she would never have to deal with me again. So, like I said, if it was any normal mother, that didn't have brain damage, these acts are inexcusable, unforgivable. And even with brain damage, it's inexcusable, unforgivable. But I'm an empath. I'm very much, I wear my heart on my sleeve. And I think many of you know that. They don't know. They don't realize that foster homes were different back then. And they don't realize that, I mean, there's a lot of them are still the same way. And I think that they need to do more background checks on these people before they allow them to be foster parents. Some states don't do aggressive background checks like other states do. New York being one of them. You think New York would be, right on top of it. None of my abusers have ever seen jail time. None of them. My mom was in a mental hospital when we were taken away. I'm gonna do a tell-all. I'm jumping around a lot, but I will be doing a tell-all video. I'm planning on hopefully writing a book and whatnot. But anyway, you guys know that my mom's been in the BHU and stuff. She's been threatening to kill herself. She's been in there for 3 weeks now. And threatening to kill herself. Hearing voices in her head. I asked her why she didn't call me. And she gave me this weird excuse that just didn't make sense. And we were talking about stuff very briefly. And if anybody knows my mom, she likes to keep me on the phone for hours. It's in a hospital. It's a behavioral health unit. It is a psych unit in the hospital. But I asked her what she's been doing, and she was saying all this weird stuff. I can't even remember. It's just weird stuff that just did not make any sense. And I asked her, I'm like, why haven't you called me? And she's like, call you in the, I forgot what she said. But it was some obscure place, like, while you're out on the island or something like that. And I'm like, what? And she started laughing like it was a joke, but it wasn't. And it just made me realize that I need to tell my mom I forgive her before she goes completely insane. I had never told her I forgive her. But, I have a feeling she's gonna forget who I am. Soon. And it breaks my heart. Because even though we had a horrible childhood, there were some good times, there were a few good times. And I remember her protecting me one time. And I'm just afraid she's gonna forget me. And I'm afraid that if I don't tell her soon that I forgive her while she's lucid and remembers things, in my head, I feel like if I don't tell her, she'll lose all memory of things that had happened, which is a good thing. But for some reason, I just think that if I don't tell her before she loses that memory, she's just, while in the transition of this, she's gonna think that I don't forgive her and that I don't love her, and I do. And I've been fighting everybody. You guys don't even know what's been going on in the last 4 months. 3 months. It's all started in June. May or June. You guys don't know. It's just, things are hard. And if you have a parent that you're having issues with, and you love them, it's okay not to love a parent. It's okay not to want to have anything to do with a parent. By all purposes, I shouldn't want anything to do with her. I shouldn't. I feel that that's where her and I are different. Like I said, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and there are people that I don't forgive. And by all rights, I shouldn't forgive her for what happened in my life, because a lot of it was because of her. But like I said, I look at it this way. She was severely abused and has brain damage because of the abuse. So therefore, in my head, I feel that a lot of it mentally wasn't her fault. Um, we grow up as we grow up. We mature when we become adults. We get out of that 8th grade, 7th grade, middle school bullying bullshit. And I just think that she was never able to outgrow it because of her brain injury from her past. She won't, she can't, because she doesn't have her reading glasses, and she's not allowed to have them where she is. So she was abused. I guess her mother was abused. And then I went and lived with her father. You would think the abuse would stop. I can't go into that situation on here. So there's, not many people know about that situation because of the fact I can't say it out loud right now. Not because I don't want to. It's literally, I can't. The repercussions that would be towards me would be absolutely horrible. And towards my daughter, and I don't want to put my daughter in that situation. But most people would feel that if you got taken away from one situation that involved your parent and then put into another a situation that also involved your parent without involving them physically. But like I said, I went and lived with her father. Her father is a part of her. She's a part of him. And so things happened in that household. And yeah, so it's just very hard. If you have a parent, like I said, if you have a parent and you love them, even if you had bad times with them, and I know I didn't go into too much detail, but I do hope that, people that have like verbal altercations with their parents and don't want anything to do with them because of the verbal altercations will see this and be like, well, she went through more than just verbal, and she was still able to forgive her mother. And I understand if people don't forgive because, like I said, a lot of things are unforgivable and unacceptable. And my situation definitely was. And just please really, really, really think about things that are happening between you and your parent or you and your child. Because sometimes saying I love you may be the last words that they hear. Or remember from you. And I make it very, very well known that I say I love you to her all the time now. And I get that I shouldn't really forgive her because, my PTSD, I have severe PTSD and everything because of her. But like I said, a lot of it really isn't her fault. As she has the brain injury and she doesn't understand. And I broke the cycle. I broke the cycle of abuse. I was the first one in my family to break that cycle of abuse. I would get hounded all the time. Why don't you just let her grow up? Let her do this, let her do that, let her go here, let her go here. No. No. If she goes anywhere, it's going to be with me. I never let her stay anywhere until she was 11. That was the first time she ever stayed the night anywhere. And only people that I knew had a good heart and were kind and gentle with children and female were allowed to watch her. No males were allowed to watch her at all. Not saying that females can't be pedophiles, but I never really let adults watch her except for when I had to go to work. But like if I was going to go out clubbing one night, which was very rare, I would let, a good friend of my husband's daughter watch her. I mean, my husband's good friend's daughter, Selena's his only child, watch her. And it was usually in her house with her parents. And I knew her parents were really good parents. And this little girl became Selena loves her to this day. Oh, she'll love Selena. Thank you. They are my feelings. And, and I understand if people don't forgive their parents for things, and that's their choice. The one thing I don't want people to do is have something happen to that parent and then them regret not saying, I love you, and meaning it. You don't have to forgive them. You don't have to talk to them. A lot of times, people that don't forgive their parents and don't talk to them, they still love them. It's just that they can't have communication with them. I'm getting ready to get off. I just want to, say I love you. We have a rule here never, ever, Daryl does forget. And then when I have a fit, he's like, I said it. I was like, no, you didn't. He's like, yes, I did. You were half asleep. I'm like, no, you didn't. But even if you're mad at your mom or dad, meaning if Selena's mad at me or if I'm mad at her or she's mad at daddy, no matter what, I love you will be the last words out of our mouths before we go to bed or before we leave this house or hang up on the phone, no matter what. You never know if that's going to be the last time you're able to say it. And you never know if you'll never know if it's the last time you're able to say it to them, and you don't want the memory of you fighting being the last thing that person remembers. And yeah, they're going to remember it, but hearing you say that you love them or you care about them or something is going to be very extremely important to them. If you ask people that had fights with their children or had fights with their parents, and next thing you know, something really bad happened and their parent loses their memory, or worse, their life, or the child loses their memory, or worse, their life. You know, the thing that they wish they had said to them before the bad thing happened is they wish they said, I love you. 9 times out of 10, that is the thing that they wish they were able to say. And a lot of times, many that don't get the chance to say that, and the last thing they hear them say is something that had to do with the fight, that person ends up going downhill emotionally and mentally. Lifeline with pause. I didn't know you were on here. I'm sorry. I'm getting ready to head out though, too. I just wanted to. Oh, it is? She changed her thing? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. Sorry, Lena. You confused me, Lena. But, yeah. That's all I wanted to talk about. It's just today was horrible. Realizing my mom is getting worse and has been thinking of suicide a lot the last month that she's been at the hospital. It's horrible. But I'm going to let you go. I need to talk to Emily privately. And then I'm going to go to bed. I love you all. Thank you for listening. And thank you for, like I said, I know everybody has their own things going on. And yes, I normally like to be able to see it and hear about it. So, I can put my 2 cents in. But I'm thankful that you guys just let me vent and stuff. And I know a lot of it probably didn't make sense because I'm just all over the place right now. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. I love you all. Get some sleep. And I will talk to you guys all later. Yeah, they do. But I'm going to go for the night. Hopefully the next time I do a live, we'll all be able to have a good, nice conversation. But anyway, peace, love, and happiness to all of you. I love you. Good night. Thanks, Nikki.